LindaBauwin here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is another creative fold, and I'm using the same paper that I did last Tuesday. I am in love with this paper, and it just seems to be a very quick card. And you'll notice today on my creative fold that is just the case. So let me bring in my cardstock. I am using fresh fig. I have two pieces that are 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I have a piece of berry vanilla. This measures 4 inches by 10.5. I have another piece of berry vanilla, and you know what, I do not know. Oh, I know, these two sheets I'm going to be using as punches. Duh, senior moment. I have a piece of the designer series paper. This is measuring 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have a smaller piece of designer series paper. This measures 1.5 by 4, and then I have fresh fig that's 1 3/4 by 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down while I'm right here. Just going to put that right on here. I've just got the border on the side, and we're just using that lighter side. Going to bring in my berry vanilla. Going to grab my personal trimmer. I know it's right here close. There it is. If you've joined me last week, you know I've just moved, and trying to decide where my products are has been a little bit of a challenge for me. So what I'm going to do, again, this measures 4 by 10.5. I'm going to score it at the 2 5/8 and at the 5 1/4. Now this is a Z fold card, so it just folds back on itself like so. We're going to take and add some adhesive on that flap, and we're going to lay that on one of the pieces of 5.5 by 4 1/4 fresh fig. We're going to add adhesive to the back here, and you want to make sure that they line up. I find the best is to set them like so and just line them up, so that way when your card opens like so, they're nice and even. Next, I'm going to bring in that piece of designer series paper. Again, this is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to add my adhesive, and that's going to go right on the front of my card, like so. Aren't these colors just so rich and beautiful? It's like you could almost smell the flowers. Going to then take my smaller piece, lay that on there like so. Then what I have is my pretty label punch. Going to bring in that scrap piece of vanilla and my fresh fig ink pad. Going to see if I have somewhere, oh, here it is, mat, a paper piercing mat to stamp on. I'm going to stamp that down. Then I'm going to bring in that label punch. Punch it out. Then I have 2 pieces of the fresh fig, and I'm going to punch out 2 of those. And what I'm going to do with those, oh, while I have that mat there, I'm going to go ahead and do my verse on the inside. This, the verses that I'm using comes from the Painted Harvest stamp set. So I've got that. I'm going to go in Stamp that down. And I see I got that paper crooked. Let's see if I can pull that up without too much problem. It's great to take your embossing gun and release if that's a problem, but I didn't have to do that. So let's see if we can get that straight. I wouldn't know where my embossing gun is right now, so I'm glad that that released nicely. Now let's see if we can add that and make it look better. Yes, much better. So I've got my verse inside. Now I'm going to use those labels. I'm going to just put one of them on the top. Add some more adhesive. And add this one to the bottom. That way you have a double border around that label. Going to bring in some dimensionals and add that. Next, what I'm going to do is take a piece of my burlap ribbon. I'm going to bring that in like so. Trim that. I'm going to be using, I think, a glue dot on that to hold that together. Let's see if that'll hold it. Yep. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this just to, maybe I need to trim those just a hair. And then I'm going to put that on the front of my card. And there you have it. A fun, quick, creative fold using beautiful designer series paper that is on sale right now till July 31st. Buy 3 packs, get 1 free. Don't miss out on that great offer. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.